Hello everyone and welcome to this edition of NASCAR's Lost Teams, Mach 1 Racing. Mach 1 Racing is a former NASCAR Cup Series team owned by Hollywood stuntman Hal Needham and Burt Reynolds. Their team competed from 1981 through 1988. The team would only have 3 drivers spend time behind the wheel of one of the team's race cars: Stan Barrett, Harry Gant, and Morgan Shepherd. The team's prime years were from 1982 through 1985, winning several races and pole positions, even finishing inside the top 5 in Cup Series point standings 4 separate times. Making their NASCAR debut in the 1981 Daytona 500 with Stan Barrett behind the wheel of a number 22 Skull Bandit Pontiac, starting 22nd and finishing 13th. Throughout the remainder of the 81 season, Barrett made 9 more Cup Series starts. His best start was 16th, twice, at both Talladega races. His best finish was 9th at Talladega in the late summer. Overall, in 10 Cup Series starts, Barrett scored 1 top 10, finishing 36th in final Cup Series point standings. Beginning at race 8 in Darlington, the team began fielding a number 33 Skull Bandit Buicks, Chevrolets, and Pontiacs for Harry Gant. In their debut at Darlington in the spring, Gant started and finished second. Throughout the 81 season, Gant would make 22 starts in the number 33. His best start was first 3 times, at Talladega in the summer, then Darlington and Atlanta in the fall. His best finish was second 6 times, at Darlington and Charlotte in the spring, Michigan and Daytona in the summer, followed by Richmond and Martinsville in the fall. Overall, in 22 starts, Gant scored 3 poles, 0 wins, 10 top 5s, and 13 top 10s, finishing 3rd in final Cup Series point standings. At the conclusion of the 81 season, Mach 1 Racing would cut back to fielding just the number 33 for Harry Gant for the 1982 NASCAR Cup Series season. Travis Carter served as Gant's crew chief starting in 1981. 7-Eleven came aboard the number 33 as a major sponsor. 1982 was a strong season for the team, spending 14 weeks inside the top 5 and 29 weeks inside the top 10 in points throughout the season. Gant's best start was first at Charlotte in the fall. His best finish was first twice, at Martinsville in the spring and Charlotte in the fall. The victory at Martinsville was both Mach 1 Racing and Harry Gant's first Cup Series victories. Overall, they scored 1 pole, 2 wins, 9 top 5s, and 16 top 10s, finishing 4th in final Cup Series point standings. For the 1983 season, Mach 1 had Gant return to the number 33 Skull Bandit Buick full-time. Throughout the 83 season, that number 33 Buick had some very strong runs, even leading the Cup Series point standings for a couple weeks. They spent 22 weeks inside the top 5 and 28 weeks inside the top 10 in points during the 83 season. Gant's best start was second at Pocono in the summer, and his best finish was first at Darlington in the spring. Overall, in 30 starts, Gant scored 1 win, 10 top 5s, and 16 top 10s, finishing 7th in final Cup Series point standings. The 1984 NASCAR Cup Series season ended up being the strongest season in both Mach 1 Racing and Harry Gant's careers, spending 14 weeks inside the top 5 and all 30 weeks inside the top 10 in points throughout the season. Gant's best start was first 3 times, at Rockingham and Charlotte in the spring, then Darlington in the fall. His best finish was first 3 times, at Pocono in the summer, then Darlington and Dover in the fall. Overall, in 30 starts, Gant scored 3 poles, 3 wins, 15 top 5s, and 23 top 10s, finishing 2nd in final Cup Series point standings. In 1985, handsome Harry Gant returned to the Mach 1 Racing number 33 Skull Bandit Chevrolet full-time once again. Much like the season prior, the number 33 Chevrolet was fast, spending 12 weeks inside the top 5 and 27 weeks inside the top 10 in points throughout the 85 Cup Series season. Gant's best start was first 3 times, at Bristol in the spring, then Charlotte and Atlanta in the fall. His best finish was first also 3 times, at Martinsville in the spring, followed by Dover and North Wilkesboro in the fall. Overall, in 28 starts, they scored 3 poles, 3 wins, 14 top 5s, and 19 top 10s, finishing 3rd in final Cup Series point standings. Mach 1 Racing's number 33 Chevrolet team began to fall off a bit in 1986. After several years of success, of course, Harry Gant returned to the team's number 33 Skull Bandit Chevrolet full-time. For the first time since 1981, the team would go the entire Cup Series season without visiting Victory Lane. In fact, they would never win another Cup Series race throughout their entire existence, spending 15 weeks inside the top 10 in points throughout the 86 season. Gant's best start was first twice, at Pocono in the summer and Richmond in the fall. His best finish was second 3 times, at Rockingham in the spring, Michigan in the early summer, and Charlotte in the fall. Overall, in 29 starts, they scored 2 poles, 0 wins, 9 top 5s, and 13 top 10s, finishing 11th in final Cup Series point standings. The following season, in 1987, Mach 1 Racing fell off a cliff results-wise, never getting above 19th in points throughout the entire season, also racking up an outrageous 21 DNFs in a 29-race season. Gant's best start was first at Bristol in the spring, and his best finish was 6th also at Bristol in the spring. Overall, in 29 starts, they scored 4 top 10s, finishing 22nd in final Cup Series point standings. 1988 ended up being Mach 1 Racing's final NASCAR Cup Series season. Harry Gant returned to the number 33 School Bandit Chevrolet for what was intended to be a full season. Though following a wreck at Charlotte in the spring, he was injured and needed a fill-in driver for 5 races. Morgan Shepherd ended up being that fill-in driver. Shepherd's best start was 8th at Daytona in the summer, and his best finish was 2nd at Dover in the spring. Overall, in 5 starts, Shepherd scored 1 top 5 and 2 top 10s. Gant returned to the number 33 Chevrolet at race 16 in Pocono, starting 23rd and finishing a decent 10th. Gant's best start was 3rd twice at Martinsville in the spring and Phoenix in the fall. His best finish was 6th in Bristol in the fall. Overall, in 24 starts, Gant scored 3 top 10s, finishing 27th in final Cup Series point standings. At the conclusion of the 88 season, Harry Gant left Mach 1 Racing and took both the number 33 and sponsor Skoal to the Jackson Brothers Motorsports race team. In 1989, Hal Needham sold the race team to a North Carolina businessman named Bill Edwards, who switched the team's number to 66 and signed rookie Rick Mast. So, in 237 NASCAR Cup Series starts, Mach 1 Racing scored 13 poles, 9 wins, 68 top 5s, and 110 top 10s, with a best points finish of 2nd in 1984. Thanks for watching, everyone, and take care.